So we're going to go back onto the Power Wheels project today. It's been a couple of days since I had a chance to work on it, but that's just the way the schedule goes. So anyways, here's where we left it off. We pretty much got a rolling chassis. Everything's pretty much done. It moves, it rolls on its own. The wheels have got to be mounted, but like I say, I'm just going to weld the rear ones on, and the front ones I'm going to weld washers on the outside, grease them up real good. They'll be good there. The motor is mounted. The steering column is mounted but not finalized as far as the height, but that's just a couple of washers to make that where it needs to be forever. Today we're going to be, I went to the store and I bought, oh here it is, I went and got a belt today. So hopefully that's about the right size. It is not the big lawnmower style belts, it's just an everyday V-belt, 10 bucks Canadian Tire, but we're only running 5 horsepower and we're running it through the hydrostat, so it shouldn't be an issue as far as that goes. And it's just a test fit belt right now anyway, so I don't know exactly what length I want, so I didn't want to spend $20 on the expensive belt to find out that it didn't fit right. So anywho, and then I bought I like bicycle brake handles for my controls on my go-karts and stuff like that. So I bought a cheap set of bicycle brake handles and a couple of cheap brake cables. Now this thing's hydrostatic, so I'm not going to put a throttle on it. It's gonna run on the governor. Now mind you, I'm gonna step up the governor some, but it's still gonna run on a governor just like the lawnmower push mower motor would have. So when you pull the cord on this thing, it's gonna start and run at max RPM basically, or what I want to be the max RPM, and it'll always be driving the input to the pump, which is right there. But it'll be dependent on whether you actually put the thing into gear or not, because it's a hydrostat. Now this thing's just got this lever that goes up and down, and it doesn't take much up or down. So what I'm going to do is cable drive that up to my handle on my thing, and you know, pull it a little bit for slow and pull it a lot for fast, and the throttle will just be automatic all the time. So like I say, today we're going to get the belt mounted. I bought that belt, hopefully it's about the right length. I got a tensioner that I'm going to put on it already, pre-made from the old one. So get the belt mounted, and I want to do the steering. I got to do the steering linkage, and basically once those two things are done, and if I can get a chance to weld the wheels on and stuff like that, then we'll pretty much be ready for a test run kind of thing. Without the body first, and then move on from there, get the body on it, and do some more testing. So, but we'll set her down and we'll go at. So just doing a belt test fit here. This is the belt we picked up from Canadian Tire. It actually fits pretty good, not too bad. Yeah, it looked a lot better from up top without the steering thing in the way. That's my steering shaft there. But anyways, lengthwise, not too bad. It just barely fits over the pulley, just barely goes on. And I just got to tension it, put a tensioner in it. Maybe I'll put a double one in and double bend it. But looking from the top, man, did it look good? Because when you push it over like that, it looks perfect. But it's hitting the steering shaft there. So no big deal though. Like I say, I'll probably just put a double pulley on it, put one bracket, put a belt one way or pulley one way. Now I'm probably gonna fix it because it'll probably chew belts like crazy, but this pulley's down a little further than what I'd want it to be. So I either got to space the motor up a little bit, which is probably the easiest thing to do, or I can try to take this pulley off and cut a bit off the end of the shaft, but I haven't quite decided what to do about that yet. It shouldn't be a big deal either way, but one of the others have to be done. So, But as far as the length of the belt goes, it's good. Like I say, there's going to be no actual clutch. There's going to be no disengagement. It's just going to be the pulleys and a spring, and loaded at a certain tension all the time. It won't take much to keep that belt bit in there. So anyways, one step at a time. So I just wanted to show everybody while I had it off what I did for my drive pulley on this. It actually worked out really good and free. Like I say, everything I'm shooting for is free here. But so what I did was, we got the original, this was a push-more motor if we recall. So this is the original keyed piece that holds the blade on. Well, it's got a center and it's got two side points, and so what I ended up doing is this pulley is actually off the deck of a lawnmower. No particular one, but I'm about twice the size here than what I am on the original motor shaft. So I'm about doubling the speed of the original transaxle. Hopefully it works out for me. Transmission, nobody beat me up for saying transaxle right there. But anyways, hopefully it'll about double the speed, almost double it. Like I say, I'm not shooting for this one to be super fast. I'm shooting for this one to be rider friendly. So, but anyways, with the pulley, I just drilled out the two holes to match. The original bolt goes through the middle. It holds it all together onto the bottom shaft of the mower, or of the power wheels. So what I'm going to do now is, my alignment didn't quite work out from here to here. I was out about a 1/4 inch, a little more than a 1/4 inch. So what I'm actually going to do is, now that I've taken off the bottom plate, there's plenty of room to move up with the plate, but I'm just going to cut a 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch off the end of the motor shaft, and put that assembly back on to get my belts to line up better. And then once I got that done, and then I'll build my tackle block over here for my tensioning pulleys. So we'll keep scooting through that, but like I say, I just wanted to show that, how easy that worked out. Works pretty nice. And this isn't a precision race cart, so if it's off a little bit center, it's not a big deal, since it's a belt with the spring-loaded tension on it. Ain't gonna matter anyway. So anyway, we'll motor on. All right, so continuing on the Power Wheels project. When I shut the camera off, I was spinning a tale about an elaborate double pulley tensioner system. Once I shut the camera off and I actually started tinkering with it, I realized I was an idiot. So anyways, here's what we ended up with. We got one single tensioner. The original problem was with the belt coming on this side of the steering shaft, and you tensioned it down here, it would hit up here. The obvious solution, once I actually looked at it, was just to put the belt on the other side, and I got quite a bit of clearance, well, enough clearance onto this side, and plenty for the tensioner. This is an old tensioner arm bracket off of the original Toro motor mower. This pulley was actually on here already, but flipped over, and this was the original pivoted pin that's in back there that I just welded to the frame. It actually holds quite a bit of tension. Even when I take this spring off, it's holding quite a bit of tension in this direction. But regardless of that, I got the spring on there, so any flex or bounce or anything like that. Like I say, this pulley is about twice the size of the original pulley. The original pulley on the 14-horse Toro motor was almost as small as the shaft. It's about as small as you can go. So like I say, we'll be twice driving this rear end. Hopefully that'll work out fine, power-wise and speed-wise. If eventually I got to change this bigger or smaller to make it work with what power I got, then so be it, whatever. But like I say, not built for speed. This one's built just for pure giggles and bombing around the yard. I want my kids to be able to ride it and that if need be. Like I say, with my the Sears race mower, it's 70 plus kilometers an hour, so it's not really a kid-friendly piece of equipment. Let them run around on. So anyways, yeah, so that's the whole drive. That is completely done. I'll probably nibble off these edges in this piece here. I'll leave this 90-degree here for strength purposes, but I'll probably cut this lip off here out and cut this tip off just to make it look a little nicer. Other than that, it's done. It's simple. It is easy, ready to go. Like I say, because of the hydrostat, I don't need a clutch at all, so it's just simply a tensioner. And then, like I say, here's my my forward and reverse levers there. So the idea is going to be, I'm going to hook one of them up to, I bought a cheap brake bike handle and cable. I'll hook one up for the drive, and then I'll hook another system up for a straight reverse, but just on a small handle, I'm thinking under the seat or something tucked away. That way it just simplifies things a little bit, and like I say, just a little easier to drive. I'm picturing with me inside of it, it's going to be really hard for me to get my feet on and off a pedal and control it nice. So if I put the handle on the steering wheel like I usually do, then I'll be able to pull it on and off real easy, no problem. And then, like I say, when I need a reverse, we'll have a second handle for that. I have fiddled with the steering a little bit too. With the big front tires on it, these were actually rear rims off a different mower. This is actually the original rims off the Sears race mower. But anyways, where the washer was originally welded about back here was a little too far out for these rims, and I nibbled just a little bit out of the side. I still left, you can see where the spot weld's still there, but I nibbled just a little bit out just to give myself a little more clearance there. And then on the outside, I haven't decided whether I'm going to go through the work to actually drill a pin in so I can take them on and off, or if I'm just going to weld a washer on the outside and call it a done day, which is probably what's going to happen, really. But other than that, that's pretty much the front end is completely done except for the steering linkage, and all I'm going to do is make a pivot arm off of the bottom of my steering link coming off to this side, and then make a link arm to come back up to the original steering link right there. So hopefully that's going to work out for me. It might take a little bit of playing and finagling. My only worry is with these big front tires, and to do a go-kart style steering is going to be a little tough to steer it, but we'll see what happens. If we got to play with it and put a gearbox in it, then we got to put a gearbox in it, but hopefully not. But that's pretty much the belt system all done up. We'll skip to the next failure to finish up the steering, but yeah, we're coming along just nice. Like I say, the front wheels are pretty much done except for welding the washer on the outside. The rear wheels, I'm still going to notch them just a little bit to fit that back wheel and slide them in, and then same thing, I'm just going to tack weld them things on. Really, I should never ever have to take them off, and I've fixed more lawnmower tires on the lawnmowers than I've fixed off, because normally the wheels are seized on, and if you'll see in my other video where I actually took the axles out of this wheel, I don't know if I actually recorded it or not, but it took quite a bit of work in the press and a lot of heating to get those wheels off the axles. So anyways, on to the next one.